go. It's Josh finishes last practice lag with a 3. That's certainly his forte. He's one of the great laggers in the game these days. Great player in general, but particularly known as a great lagger.
Just smooth. That's what I call him, Big Smooth.
Big Smooth. Okay. I like that.
Fitting. Very fitting.
And he just smooths himself a big deuce right in the middle to start the game.
Yep, he's grooving that deuce early.
I wouldn't expect to see a lot of passing weights out of either one of these guys, I don't think. Definitely not early.
Oh, Josh might have got away with one here. It's like he stole something. See if he can protect it still early in the frame here.
Yeah, and I've not seen a lot of Josh. I haven't been particularly active the last couple of years, but it seems to me that it's a guy that's going to shoot generally off of the rails or a free hand. Not a ton of span shots, whereas Keithahn shoots mostly span shots.
Yeah, Josh put a real good cover in here. Keithahn's going to go try and hit the double. No, he's trying to pick it out. Look at that.
I was trying to stick it.
Whoa. Pretty flat rail there.
Well, we were talking about that, Jason and I, and we had these set the same gauge rating, but
I think he's...
it definitely, if you're close to the rail in the center of the board, it's not going to fall off on its own, but it's not going to snap back in at all and save you. It's a very touchy shot. I would think Keithahn's going to try and hit this and slide behind the back weight.
Yeah, big left span crossboard. Try and stick it dead. I don't know if he got it over there. Yeah, looks good.
Yep, rolled it in there. Just
for a light deuce. Nice light deuce.
Yeah, when he's shooting good, I'd say that's probably one of his the stronger tools in his game.
Yeah, I would agree. Looks like Josh is going to have to try the double here. Probably going to throw a left span. He might just lag.
Or might just freehand.
He's going to
freehand the double.
Looks pretty good. It's got to hang up there. And he still scores one. Oh, nope. Dave's hammer. Sorry about that. Very good shot, though.
Yep, but all things considered, at the start of the frame, Dave would love to have had a chance to lag against just a not too deep one down there. So
absolutely,
it's a great opportunity to start the game with a big number or get the hammer back.
And trickles off. I haven't seen much of this board. Is this the lagging in going?
You know, it looks a little bit slower going in this other direction we're getting ready to shoot.
That's set down real nice.
Well, and actually so did that, Josh's first weight coming back this way to start the game was a nice fat deuce. Looks like it'll stop. The weight's good speed. It's not necessarily pulling up, but
Keithahn's able to roll it to the rail there.
Yep, definitely looks laggable from both ends if it's smooth. So I imagine Keithahn's going to try and check out his lag a little bit here. Probably throw a 2 or 3 down there if he can.
Yeah, he likes that.
It's a little too deep for Josh to want to stick, most likely.
He's going to go for it anyway. He's going to get Dave sticking instead of lagging in this game. Well, hit and went.
That's a little interesting because the place he just checked out his lag is the spot that he ended up throwing a short weight and covering.
Yeah, just covered his lag line.
And unless he already thinks he had a feel for the other side of the board, but
Josh is going to dare him into sticking for 2 here.
Yeah, and where Dave threw that weight, he took away quite a bit of board. He doesn't really give himself, I think, I didn't think he'd lag necessarily.
Dave
there,
went for it.
Yeah, it didn't
About
look
8
like a
inches
terribly
off the
different. Didn't look like a terribly difficult stick, and I'm guessing that's probably pretty quick early in the game. That cross shot there. All right, well, Josh Wade having gone off, I imagine Dave's going to check out the speed here and just continue to do so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Josh wants to lag from the opposite end that they're playing right now. You know, I think that's the only reason why he would have offered him 2 there. And then throw off here in the first weight. He must like that lag from this end.
Well, that would make all the sense in the world. That he would play those frames that way if that's the case.
Yeah, I think this side, well, it looks like
Dave
it's set
looks
down pretty good too.
Yeah, he looks reasonably comfortable with the speed, although his practice lags are tending to be more out in the center of the table, and that one he threw the last frame is more out to the rail, which may have been a little quicker. Now, you would think he'd want to stick this, because if Josh sticks it back, Dave can stick it again and still have a 2. You know, or he may, try and move it, but if he does, then Josh is most likely not even going to think about sticking it.
Oh, I think he pushed it out a little bit.
Oh.
He got
Again,
cute with it, trying to stick it
And
soft.
that's it. He missed it on the outside last frame too. So. A little bit unusual. You'd expected a better correction than that. Although sometimes you just have a hard time trusting a shot, and you know you need to move it over a little bit the next time, and you don't, and it does the same thing.
Looks like Josh put a pretty good one in there. He doesn't really like it. He thinks Keithahn can get it out. I mean, he did pick one out just recently.
Yeah, but I think the board does come back, towards his left a little bit, so I don't know that sticking it's an option, but he should be able to pick it out.
Very nice shot.
He darn near stuck it.
Nice shot. And the score's 3-0.
3-0, but if in fact Josh would have preferred to have the hammer from this end, then perhaps not a tragedy, but at some point in time you got to score.
Yeah, Josh is working on a hammer change again. He's throwing short weights, hoping just to keep Keithahn from checking his lag, and also hoping he might stick one he can pass with his last weight and offer him 2 again.
But the last time when he offered him 2, I'm wondering if Keithahn's weight had been closer to the rail where it wasn't taking away a bunch of board already, he may have still offered it to him. But David taken away so much board that by Josh offering him 2, he also had a chance to really
cover some board.
Yeah, there wasn't really a ton of room to lag there at that point in time.
Dave went ahead and stuck it. Let's see if Josh offers him 2 again.
Yeah, and now he's not taking away a whole bunch of board, so
And
Josh is going to offer him 2, but David's going to have a little bigger or better lagging lanes and opportunities than last time, so we'll see how he plays it.
Yeah, if Dave thinks this is the lag in, he's supposed to stick here. But I guess he doesn't have a preference on lagging in, so he's going to just go ahead and lag. And he went for it. Looks pretty good. Deep deuce.
Nice fat deuce.
Deep deuce.
And what Marcus was alluding to there is if Dave thought that this is the better lagging end, that trying to stick that for 2 makes sense because, obviously if you do it, you make 2 points. But if you don't, at least you've maintained control of the hammer at this end as opposed to, now switching the hammer, being down further and being lagging on the end that you didn't want.
Yeah,
So,
and sometimes
good observation there,
and sometimes it's not always about your own hammer. The way Josh has played these last few frames, it's obvious he wants it from down there. So if you don't have a preference and he does, why not keep it out of his hands where he wants it?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So it goes both ways. I mean, but obviously Dave likes both lagging ends, and he just lagged a solid deuce there. Maybe he knew it was just a nut deuce lag from down here.
He's been known to think that.
Yeah. He proved it there. He showed up and made it happen there. Let's see what Josh does here. He's got the hammer. From what our perspective, he wants to lag from this end. So, yeah, he's going around this way. Got to go. Doesn't quite get there. But he's got a lot of options.
All kinds of opportunities. I guess it depends a lot on the break of the board. You could pass this right cross, bump the blue, which might be a good play with his span shots. No, so apparently he thinks there's enough go around here.
Yeah, he pushed it way over to the rail. Let's see.
Oh,
if it sits down. Oh, nice. Very nice. Josh is in trouble here.
Yeah, and
he's going to have to try that combo.
I guess we...
No, he's trying to pick it out. Okay. Maybe he was trying to clear those 2 weights.
I think maybe he was trying the combo and it just stayed a little tighter to the rail than he thought.
I'm surprised he tried the red combo, or red-blue combo.
Right.
Instead of throwing that right, he does like that left-hand rail a little bit better than the right-hand rail, though, I believe.
But you would certainly think that the blue-blue combo made more sense. A shorter combo, and obviously you can at least clear some of the blue damage out of there.
Pretty good cover. I think he's going to have to shoot another combo here.
Yeah, there's certainly no stick shot opportunity, it doesn't look like.
Maybe Junior could float a free hand around there and stick it, but I don't know about anybody else. Oh? Did I speak too soon? Get him, big boy. Get him.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Great shot.
Holy moly. I spoke too soon. So there's 2 people that can make that happen. Josh Aduddell and David Williams Jr.
2 people that are in the field, for sure.
Well, okay. 2 people that can make it on game day today.
Well, that's a...
That's a 6 shot is what that is. 6 shot. Complete game changer. Momentum changer.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you're Keithahn, you're thinking at that point in time, it's no worse than 3-3. And maybe you've got a couple points. Yeah, that's
and really more like 5 to 3. That's a big swing.
And now you're kind of, the one thing you cannot do on these boards is you can't press. You got to float them in there good. If you start pressing for the end a little bit, we've seen that they can get away from the players and see multiple times where they just lag off the ends. And Keithahn's at that point where he's got to be careful, make sure he gets himself a deuce here and doesn't press and turn the hammer over again.
See what Josh is looking at here. He's still fighting for the hammer down here. Josh hasn't given up that he wants to lag from this end. So he's just going to try and stick it here. No, he does. He passes it. I'm sorry, this must be his last weight. I thought that was his third. They've been shooting pretty quick here. And Keithahn doesn't like the stick shot. I think he's going to lag it here. That same right cross.
Yeah,
He just
why
lagged
not?
a deep deuce with. I don't think he threw it.
No, it's going to float right in. It might even be a
Look
3.
at that.
Big deuce.
Man,
Yeah, I
these
think if
things are just
Josh legitimately
floating.
wants to tempt him, he's going to have to get that weight over. Well, and regardless, he's probably going to not give him that lane a third time.
All right, score 6-4. Josh's hammer coming back.
Yeah, and even though David's down 2 points, he did what he absolutely had to do there. Yeah, you got to score you a couple and not go down, 7-2.
You know, I'm fielding some text messages. I got a few questions coming across the line here. Casey Abels is asking what kind of weights Josh is using with plastic caps. I think he's playing 16s. He said that he doesn't like his 16s loaded out, that he likes to play the plastic caps with them. But I'll have to verify that in between games.
Yeah, and loaded out for the casual player here means aluminum caps of the maximum weight in them, either caps you can add weights to or just one of the static weight caps, but on the heavier side.
Now, I believe Josh was trying to bump that short weight up to a go around, and he hit and went. Just playing real aggressive here, trying to flip the hammer. He just knows it's a nut lag from down there. He's really wanting it. Trying to get a little roll out of this. Yeah, he was.
One of the things, and that would be a very aggressive play, and yeah, he would have to, obviously has a very strong interest in lagging from this end to make a play that aggressive with the lead.
See what he does here.
Do that.
I mean, if he bangs one off, he's, well.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine you just want to concede a point, though.
Well, you don't want to lag off here.
Well, he heaved it.
A little hot. Well, he's got the hammer down here.
Yeah, well, we're about to find out if he's been theorized this properly. If he comes out and pounds himself a couple of threes in a row, we'll know that in fact was likely the case. All right, well, nice and patient there. I think in a cash game, a good chance he might have just backed that weight up or set up on it. Hard to say. But,
yeah. You got to really know those boards if you're going to do that. But yeah. I mean, I always like a good setup weight, a little setup opportunity.
And absolutely characteristic of your generation of players.
Instant gratification.
I'm just going to say very aggressive.
Got to go for it. But yeah, it's almost like we don't even have time for 15-point games anymore. We got to shorten it down to 7.
There we go. And Marcus, one of the big proponents of the Texas Maze game that is played to 7.
7 or bust.
And
it's the only way to fly.
Yep. And Marcus and his company, Home Topic Realty, are sponsoring the video live feed of that exhibition, which will take place on Wednesday. So thank you for your support again.
It's going to be real exciting this year. Switching up the format just a little bit, see if we can't get a kind of more of a intermediate player to the finals. So we're going to kind of give it kind of a crapshoot beginning. I'm even thinking single game. We haven't quite locked down all the details, but I'm hoping somebody shocks some people and goes for a little run. So,
well, very cool. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. One way or another, it'll be exciting. All right.
Well, that was interesting. Keithahn offered Josh two, and he attempted to take it and didn't stick the second one. But the second one was really not that deep. Didn't look like he was taking up a ton of boards, so maybe he's
he's
not
just
necessarily feeling locked into the
I
lag
think
there, or he wanted to make sure
he wants to keep that lagging in for the whole game. I think if he thinks the strategy is if he keeps it down there, the hammer from that end, he's got the best opportunity to win.
And for me, that's a little conservative for this old schooler. If I really feel locked into an end, and I'm putting that kind of effort into making sure I got the hammer there, then every chance I got to lag on that end, I'm going to try and bury him with a three. But if you make a mistake and throw one off, then then you put in all that effort and.
But also you stick a couple times and stick for two, and then your opponent starts thinking, well, I can't keep just giving him two, so then that starts affecting the way he starts shooting. I mean, it's a slippery. So let's see what Josh does here. Oh, this looks good. Oh wow,
Great shot.
Dirty, double stick, leaves the deuce half covered.
Well, I've also been getting some texts, and a cool one here. Shuffleboard over Monday Night Football any day.
Our ratings are out the roof. Ratings are going through the roof right now. All right,
yeah,
Dave,
it's really.
Dave made a big shot right there to combo those weights off.
Yes, he did.
A real big shot. Looks like
that's
Josh is going to challenge him to try.
Not so sure he wanted that.
I think he was challenging him to stick that weight on the end of the board. I think he was.
You think he wanted it that deep and not just a little deuce out there? Could be. I mean, the middle of the boards can be tricky early in the game, especially when you're a guy that's rely on.
And he could be checking a line, a stick line. He could be really checking a three ball lag from that end again, in case he gets stuck with that hammer down there. Yeah, I mean, again, he's hammer controlling, so I mean, maybe he was just practicing a line, practicing a four ball lag, and letting
I
it
thought that was his last weight,
off.
not his third one.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's the lag coming up. Josh has played this frame perfectly to keep Keithahn with the hammer from this end, and looks like another good one. Just another solid deuce. Either way, Keithahn lags. He just keeps coming up with solid deuce lags. And he's going to go up in this game 8-7 here.
Well, and, it is Monday Night Football night. A lot of football fans in here. Daily fantasy football leagues, and so on and so forth. So I'll admit I've checked my phone a few times. But they're kind of suffering a little bit of a ratings decline. It might not have been fair to put them up against this on top of it.
Yeah, some tough competition there. Dave's pulling out that left span. Going to try and stick this way. And he overcooked it there.
For a variety of reasons, if I'm Keithahn here, I want to get a huge one in whatever I think Josh wants to lag on this end.
Yep.
A, obviously, if Josh put the effort into keeping the hammer at this end, and then from just the mathematics standpoint, nine was always a big number for the guys that taught me, because now you're potentially 2-3 lags away from winning the game. So 9-7 is way better score than 8-8.
And Josh is going to protect his hammer here. Yeah, again, if Keithahn is trying to keep the hammer away from Josh on the end he wants, he should probably try and stick this way. But I'm not sure that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to throw a left.
Sure would. Man,
I think he's going to.
Well,
he's going for it. Yeah,
you know what? Dave may really like the hammer from the other end. Who knows? He might just as soon turn Josh loose.
No, he's going around this way. Wow, very aggressive. He does not have the hammer, and going around the white, just very aggressive. Looks like he looked out there, and we could sit down real hard at the end.
Well, looks pretty wide open. Stick, freehand, or span down the rail, wide span.
Throw a span, I
with the
believe.
wide span.
Push it out a little too much.
Yeah,
It's going to
wow,
come back.
he's going to miss it.
It's not going to come back there. That's a game changer. You know,
Yeah,
I think
that was
Keithahn got a little
more of
lucky
a-
there. I think there's a little dry spot that he ran over. And I mean, that weight really set down. It looked like it was
His had
going.
been settling down, but Josh's is just. I mean, that's the kind of. If you're going to shoot that with that span, you got to be more lagging speed, don't you? I mean, you got to be hitting that weight just hard enough to knock it off a little bit. That's.
You know, just like you said, I think there was a little more of that weight that was open than, you know, if it was a little more buried, he would have had to throw in the free hand. And there's a good chance he did what he did coming back this way with that free hand. He stuck and rolled for 3. So, you know.
Yeah, just looked like he was counting on an awful lot of break there, or just underestimated where his spot was.
Yeah, Keithahn's not going around this way.
But he is trying to stick it looked like.
You know, I see Keithahn shoot a lot of those spans, like semi-blast, but I mean, they're not. I don't know if he doesn't like shooting off the rails all that much when those weights are just, you know, 5, 6, 8 inches off the rail. Seems like he throws a lot of spans at these weights. I've got him to stick a few in big matches and just kind of make you scratch your head, you know. I mean, that was absolute a real good opportunity to stick a weight, throwing it at that speed. You know, somebody like Junior could throw that right and left span. Well, right span
Right
harder,
span, quite a bit harder. Yeah.
You know, it's not going to stick very often, but the speed Keithahn's throwing it there, I mean, there's just a good chance for it to stick.
Yeah, it's. Those are weights I wouldn't want to be sticking at this score if I were him.
Yeah,
I'd
you
be
know.
hitting those harder, whatever that was, a rail shot, a span shot, or whatever. But yeah, he's, like I say, you could get an accidental stick real easy at the speed he's throwing.
Yep. Here comes Josh's lag. Looks like he gave it a little bit. Looks real
He's going to
good.
pull up.
And right on the money. Right on the money. Right on the 3 ball. Big lag right there.
These guys are trading blows back and forth.
He's bigger than I am.
Josh is going to goad him into a go around here. No, he's practicing that lag. Well, I think he found it. Yep, that is hanging off the end. Dave's going down there to make it safe. He's going to push it back just a hair. Make sure if he touches that board and he rocks it just a little bit, it won't fall off.
Well, these two guys look as dialed into the speed as any two players I've seen so far.
He pitched that into the rail a little bit.
Yeah, then that looked like it was more of a straight out span. Yeah, I don't. I can't believe it. It looked to me like he didn't really let go of it the way he wanted to.
Yeah. Josh shooting a free hand, cover weight. Best way to cover that shot, that's for sure. And looks like, yeah, how does it not pull in there? He doesn't like it. He's shaking his head.
I don't know that it's open to stick.
Kites on, runs into the cover. So it was covering half the weight at least. See if Josh can improve on that. He liked the way he threw it. He can't believe it. It kind of just hung out there. Didn't fall back in. He's going to start at the same spot and throw it the same way, I think.
As we know, one of the tougher things to do in shuffleboard is make a perfect
Absolutely.
cover and
trying to lag to a spot that you have never lagged to before. Absolutely one of the toughest shots. And he did about the same.
Well, Keithahn didn't take any time at all on this.
Oh no,
And
Keithahn's
he
hopped
did
it.
Wow, by a bunch.
He just,
Wow.
I
That's
think he's
game.
just frazzled here. No, Keithahn's got the hammer.
Well,
So,
I'm a game on the board.
yeah, Josh has got a big cover here. If he can cover this one good, it will be game. It will be game. Won't be match. It will be the game.
Well, if he puts a good cover on this, then obviously he either has to make the double or he's got to cut off the 2 back weights.
Yeah, I don't see Keitahn lagging here. He's gonna run into something here, I'm pretty sure. And that's funny. There's got to be a little crown right there that's pushing it back towards that rail.
You would think if you throw something lag and speed in the right lane that this is still a stickable weight. Not that it's an easy. I mean, it's obviously a super tough shot. That seems like to me like the.
I feel a little finger shot. Nope, he's into the early weight, and that's going to be the ball game.
Wow.
Two big mistakes there by Keithahn, throwing spans into the rail, hoping that it'll kind of come back off those rails and push back towards the middle. But you know, you've got to be perfect.
I was thinking that myself, actually.
I knew a golf pro back in the day that told me that it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. And I tell you what, it really stuck with me. And it's right. You can't blame the equipment. You can't blame the wax. You can't blame the board. You know, everybody's playing the same stuff. So, well.
No, but
Dave's
like in golf, I mean, the pros are going to throw in different sets of wedges depending on the conditions and all that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there's some of that, but it didn't look to either one of us like he was having any problems with the speed of the board.
And
so
right away, yeah, look at this. Josh is just going to bury a weight on him. Again, he's fighting for the hammer down on this end, the opposite end that they're shooting right now. Let's see what Dave comes up with here.
Yeah, and certainly, this is definitely a spot that if you're Josh, you'd love to just step on his throat a little bit coming right out of the gate.
Yep. Yeah, that's what he's shooting for. Let's see. Josh has been put some pretty good cover weights in here. Gotten unlucky there in the last frame, but worked out well for him, I guess. Let's see. Nice right span by Josh Aduddell there. He's been working on that shot, I hear. That's what he's been doing in his off time. If he's not working hard on his game, he's probably working hard on his game.
Well, he's made a couple really good span shots, and it's been a year since I've had a chance to watch him play, but I didn't really feel like those were in the arsenal so much the last time I saw him.
Oh man, he's really been grooving. Not only what he's really been working on is a firm right span. He knows that there's some weights that he can't really get to. The dexterity in his fingers, it isn't what Roger has. So he's electing to shoot a firm right span at some weights that he normally wouldn't be able to get to. It's really great to see it develop. And Keithahn hits a good one.
That's when Dave's playing good. That's one of his fortes, and so for him to just miss those weights he did last frame, and you know what, it did look like his pace was a little more deliberate that time. So
yeah, again, Josh is that going to hang in there? Nice. Josh's cover weight there, it's like it wiggled to the outside, which was not what he was expecting. He was expecting it to fall on the inside. There must be a little crown right down that middle of that board there, causing both of them some problems. Might have been the same crown that got Keithahn on the left span, going back the other way. Scores 1-0. Josh is setting them. God, those are just floating out. I keep thinking he's setting up a weight, but it's just floating. Yeah, he likes the lag from down here, that's for sure.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe David, he had that real good deuce speed locked in. Maybe he feels like he needs to throw threes. Maybe he went to a little faster weight because Josh's are certainly not a slow set. Those are floating down there, but he's just got great speed control right now.
And Josh doesn't want to stick
You're
down.
talking about dexterity and fingers and Rogers. So got to ask. You put it on him pretty good, the defending champ.
Man, you know, I tell you, it's funny how this game works. You know, when it falls your way, it falls your way. Things can go in a hurry, though. I tell you. But yeah, you know, I hung in there, kept the lid on it, and was able to pull out a couple victories. Yeah, well, I want to give a shout out to Kyle White. He's sitting here, I'm sure, watching Shuffleboard on TV at his house there in Houston, Texas. Taught me everything I know. Great teacher, great player. Wish he was here.
Yep. Wish Kyle was here too.
Let's see what Josh puts together here. Yeah, he's gonna try and lag him a little light deuce again, I think. Pretty
And
solid.
meanwhile, on the board next to us, well, we sure didn't see that coming. We have two of the young players in the game also, Jason Papa, who I've known since he was old enough to crawl, and Dave Dickerson
Look at that.
Jr. And they're in game one. Jason's beating them 14-7.
So, you know, Keithahn, John. Keithahn through that same right span that he hopped everything with and hits and goes, he's going to really have to find a new line to that weight or he's in trouble here. Josh is going to keep putting it right there in the middle, and if he doesn't find a way to stick it, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is just a matter of the board really isn't conducive for the span that he's shooting, or he needs another line, or he's not trusting it and knows where he's got to throw it, but he's just not able to get it there. But as you said, until he proves he can do something with that weight, he's going to have to be he's going to see a lot of it.
Yep. Josh is going for it here. And I think he's trickled it in, yeah. Solid deuce lag right around that weight. Buried it. I think Keithahn's going to have to throw a combo here. Oh, wow, look at this. I haven't seen him throw this yet. And
yeah, he doesn't shoot a ton of freehand.
Yeah, that's just such a touchy shot. I mean, you got to throw it perfect. And if you haven't thrown that line at least once, I mean, yeah, I think you just got to throw a combo shot, firm combo. And Josh is going to cover it deep right on top of it. Asking for it to stop, and it does. That's about as good as it gets. Well, actually, it is a little open on this underside.
Yeah, I mean, with a great shot, he could actually hit that and maybe roll it. Oh, he's just not even close.
He's just catching some really funny, funny lines right out of the hand. It's when you get crisscrossed on those lines. Next thing you know, you're pushing it firmer from a line that you should push it softer from, and then vice versa. And
But that certainly looked like, if you want to stick that, it looked like it had to be more of a lagging speed shot.
Yeah,
Again, it looked like there was just played for more break than there was at that speed.
All right, here comes Josh's hammer. And looks like he likes it. He's staring it down. Needs to go a little bit. Yeah, it's a solid four
Yeah,
ball
I mean, you would like to have made some huge frame there, but that is a pretty huge frame when you've already won game one.
Big frame, yep. Now let's see if Josh cares about the hammer at 5-0. If he does, he'll throw it short. If he doesn't, he'll just go ahead and throw it off, practice the lag. Yep, he's throwing it short. He absolutely knows the value of the hammer down here, even at 5-0. He wants to wrangle it out of Keithahn's hands. Now, Keithahn elects to pass it. I'm more of a bumper. I like to bump that weight. Really forces him into a difficult situation. And his weight is deep. Josh is going to cover this short weight, keeping both his hands open, and hopefully keep it shallow enough that he doesn't have an easy combo. A little too tight there. And it gives
But,
Keithahn some options. He could go around this. He's going to go ahead and stick it. Yeah. Josh will
which, I
stick.
mean, I thought that's a great opportunity to bump a weight there because now you get 2 weights back there covering up a lot of board if you get one down there.
Josh sticks back. And here comes Keithahn with the combo. Combo stick. Very nice shot. Very nice shot. And if Josh wants that hammer, he's going to just pass this way. Wants the hammer change, I'm sorry. He doesn't want to offer him 2. He wants to just test his lag here. It's been a while since he's just lagged.
Well, and it could be that Josh is just feeling dialed into both ends right now because it sure does look like it.
Yeah, that was pretty solid frame back there. And Keithahn with just a solid lag. Yeah, I don't think Josh is going to give him that nut lag again. He's going to put a deep one or a deuce in that lane.
Oh boy, look at over here on board 12.
Wow, what was that? 14-7. Now it's 14-10.
With a deuce and a 1 up there. And
Oh wow,
geez,
I
all
didn't see
kinds of
that
excitement going on here. Well, that was obviously a very big shot by Dave because that game was on the verge of being out of control and match over. So.
Yep. No, huge lag by Dave. Huge. Yeah, and Papa's trying to. I think he was trying to soft stick that deuce. I think
It looked like he had a chance at chipping it if
it's
he'd
a
have got
tie
by
ball
all
game.
those weights.
I
Wow.
think it's a tie ball game, 14-14 over here on board 12. All right, let's see. Keithahn sticks away. You know, that's a 1. Let's see how dialed in Josh thinks he really is. No, he's going for the stick.
Yeah, boy, that would have been seriously aggressive. But I can tell with the look on your face, he's well capable of it.
Oh,
well
yeah.
capable of it.
Well, again, you know, I guess, 5-3. He's really just trying to score 1 or 2 here. As much as he wants the hammer from this end, he's got to keep pressing that lead. Oh wow, 14-14. Dave Dickerson puts up a go around. Papa elects to stick it on purpose, I believe, and Dickerson has an opportunity here to bury a weight. We'll bring it back to that board here momentarily.
Yeah, Bill, we might want to jump over to board 12 for this shot.
And Dickerson's lag just gets by the cover weight. That's not terrible. That's not terrible.
Very interesting. You can't see the scoreboard's not up on the screen there, but the board 12 where we've got the camera right now, it's 14-14 in this game, and it is Blues hammer.
And Papa goes to. Wow.
Well, it doesn't get any bigger than that.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Combo stick.
And over to a spot where there's no place to pass it or bump it.
Yeah, I just got to stick it here. All right, so Josh lagged off with his hammer. Dickerson got really unlucky there.
Yeah, I think he was trying to just touch it and slide it out there. And,
I thought it was perfect.
but well, ideally, you just want to make this in a shot where he can't stick the weight.
Yeah, Papa went ahead and covered the. Ooh.
Yeah, looks to me like there's
Man, if you can stick
not really
this,
the shot that.
if you can stick this weight dead, he's got an opportunity here. I don't know if it's possible.
Well, or if you roll it over to the.
It's clear to the other side. That'd be a sick shot.
Whatever it is, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, here,
Oh, that's good. This is
Dave
good.
going to offer Josh two.
Well,
Oh, I think I've lost.
yeah.
lost count of the number of weights left in the frame here.
This is hammer coming up, I believe. Oh, he threw it a little hot.
No, he didn't.
Trail go.
Oh, I'm sorry. You saw one board, I saw the other.
Man, I think Dave got real fortunate there. That thing was going a million miles an hour, and it just it either
looks
hit
like
something
looks
or-
like it bit up pretty good.
I think there's a dry spot down there.
You can kind of see it there on the.
Yeah, let's see if Josh dusts that spot. No, he's gonna leave it. And here he comes.
But again, looks like Dave's weights are definitely slower than Josh's. He's pushing them in there, grabbing a little bit. Josh's are floating. That's the first time I think he's lagged off on a pass shot.
Yeah, he's been pumping those deuces in there. I know this is interesting. You know, I don't really like this shot by Keithahn. I mean, I think you got to go
Well,
down there and
Yeah, you're leaving Josh multiple opportunities here.
yeah.
Yeah. Josh won the first one. I guess you thought if you made your game more exciting, maybe we get the TV cameras on you. Is that it? Yeah, I mean, well, why just close out a routine 7-point lead when you can go 14-14?
All right, Keithahn goes around. This is what I wanted him to do with his second shot. You know, just try and touch that weight, move it around. A little bump would have been sick.
Well,
but
yeah, and plenty of room to pass it because we've seen a couple of pass shot out of each of them on that
Josh-
right cross that
Josh
has swung
going
in
for it.
quite a bit.
He might have found it here. It's got to go a little bit. Oh, got a little unlucky there. Just didn't quite throw it. It's about 2/3 covered here.
Yeah, I mean, that weight looks like it's definitely stickable with a good shot. That would obviously put a bunch of pressure on.
Yep. Josh's last weight. I'm sure he's going to go ahead and try the combo here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This isn't Josh. This is
Yeah,
Josh's hammer.
yeah.
I'm sorry. It's got to go.
Oh, it looks like it's got deuce written all
Gotta
over
go.
it. No.
Yeah, but,
No.
you know, lagging
Yeah.
off the last hammer, he's got to score one there and get off 5. Man, those weights are just sitting down. He's throwing a dead weight, flat weight. Just grinding to a halt right there on that 3. Josh trying to stick him here, trying to take the control of the frame away from him. Well, looks like Keithahn found the lane there. Soft stuck it with ease. Josh is going to soft stick it back.
That's
And it looks like it's a deep
it's an
one.
off center. It looks like the ones that are right in the center have been really the problem.
Here comes that left span. He's pulling that left span back out. Nice little drive right
Yep.
there. It looks like Josh can stick it for a light deuce, though. And if he does, it'll be real
Yeah.
interesting to see what Keithahn does.
Yeah, I'm thinking Keithahn wanted to hit and go with that. Just got a little unlucky.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Solid shot. Yeah, he's going to need a little roll out of this way. A little roll or a little drive. I'm not the one that's going to drive here with my hammer, but, you know.
No, but the way he's missed some weight, you'd certainly think the more prudent play is to shoot it halfway firm, not necessarily trying to drive it, but
Shooting
hoping
that
to get just a ton of action.
right-hand span. I think he pushed it across that table a little bit. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
And
was.
that's going to stick. Yeah, that's going to stick. Holy Mackerel.
Yeah, when you're trying to roll a weight and you're struggling with some misses, you got to shoot a little firm as opposed to trying to hit it on the side and slide it. Wow.
Josh is just strutting his stuff out there, just big smoothing it. That's
Well,
what
he
he
really
does
isn't doing it. I
best.
mean, this is more a case of a game that's pretty tight, and all of a sudden they just
Yeah.
committed suicide.
One,
but just,
one frame in both these games, I think Dave would really like back. I mean, 4 points there, and was it 4
it was
points?
a 4 in the other.
in the
Yeah.
other one. I mean, you give up multiple points scored in a frame, and it's well, let's say multiple weights in a frame. It's just very debilitating. Very challenging mentally.
Yeah,
to
you
keep
just
in there.
it's very hard to overcome unforced errors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it seems to go sometimes when it's not quite going your way. That way could have just as easily spun a little harder and rolled out and given David a pass shot, but he's going to go ahead and
Dave
tap it, or
overcooked
what's?
this one.
I'm not sure.
I think he was
It was
just trying to stick it, and he's just not catching these lines right.
But he's shooting so much faster than he normally does. He's normally pretty deliberate up there. He's just jumping up and shooting those weights.
When you're playing Josh Aduddell, it'll make you do funny things. I know he makes me play a little differently than I normally play a pro. He's tough, man. He just lags so well. It'll make you do things you're not normally used to. Trying to stick weights instead of just knocking them off. And Josh isn't real happy with the placement on his last weight. Gave Dave an easy stick for deuce. I say easy.
But then again, he's missed several deep weights there. That's the first time he shot at one freehand, though. So it'll be interesting to see if the next time that comes up, if he gets off that span shot that has really not been working all that well for him. Well, he's obviously not going to give David anything to pass there. He was hoping for a stick there, but not happening.
All right, looks like Josh is going to go ahead and stick this weight.
Guess I'm a little surprised with that.
Oh, yeah, he rolled it. Well, just a deep one.
But now Dave sticks this. He's got a fairly deep one. He's got to outlag, and I'm surprised he didn't just clear the board. Yeah, he's even given
Again, I
David a
think
chance
he pushed
to
that
maybe
over a little bit.
Well, again.
He's just not picking these lines up very quick.
Yeah, it's breaking more than what he thinks.
Josh is asking for it to go. He likes it. That's a solid deuce lag.
Yeah, and if Dave sticks that weight, it's covering that spot right there. And deep enough, he could have even rolled it to a deuce. So Josh really gave him a little bit of an opening there defensively, and he didn't take it. Yeah, boy, that weight really pulled up.
Ooh, uncharacteristic miss with Josh's laser left there. That's his bread and butter.
I'm guessing from the right cross side.
And
Doesn't look like it's nearly hard enough.
let's see what Josh does
I
here.
mean, it almost looked like he was trying to cover the weight, the speed that he threw it, but obviously, why would you cover the weight at that score?
Big correction there. Nice shot. Very nice shot.
No, he's going to practice that lag a little. And that's what he's got to be thinking. You're obviously not going to get it back all at once, but if you get lag of 2, get on 9. If you happen to steal a hammer, lag of 3 coming back, you're 12-12, and anybody's game.
Yeah, Keithahn needs a big lag here. He knows it too. I don't know if he
Threw
threw
that
it.
practice lag left-handed and threw a deuce, and then went back to the right hand to lag with, and
Yeah, it's a deep
lined an
one.
ace.
You know, Kyle used to get real frustrated with me when he'd tell me, practice your lag. And then I'd practice it with my right cross, and then I'd throw a free hand with my actual hammer. And he just shakes his head.
Okay, well, I'm of that mindset also.
You gotta practice your lag like you're gonna throw it. You have to. The same shot.
Yeah. There are times where you maybe want to check out another shot on
Sure.
the board, but obviously at this score,
Yep, find the lane.
you're only doing one thing. Wherever you practice it, you got to go back to that same spot.
Yep.
And if that practice lag was only a 1, then you got to get a little more out of it. But you had to just switch hands there, and it made no sense.
Let's see if Josh uses that right span he's been working on. Nope. Going with his bread and butter. It's a nice
Yeah,
shot.
you tend to just clear the board there. No need to stick that weight.
Yeah, I think Keithahn's got to put a light deuce in there. Try and get in his lag hole. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to put a 3-ball or 4-ball down there. Yeah, a little deep there. Should be a pretty smooth stick for Josh with his left cross. And he's thrown that shot a few times. It kind of just falls over there.
Oh, looky
And
here.
He threw it a little hard.
Those centers can be a little bit tricky. Yeah, that needed to be a lag and speed would have been probably perfect for that.
Yep, we've got
Well,
a
that's
little momentum shift right there, that's for sure. Josh doesn't like it.
Well, I mean, he got out of that frame exactly what he needed. The problem is he didn't make the 2 the frame before.
And
So
Josh,
barring a 4, he's still 3 lags away instead of 2. If he'd have gotten himself a 2 that previous frame, he had the hammer and lagged that 3 coming back, then it's a game on.
that right span, solid, firm, down the rail. Nothing breaks down. Looking solid. Wonder who's been working on that with him. I know he's been asking around, looking for some span lessons. Look at it. Here it comes again. Just solid. Locked in.
But, yeah, I mean, Dave's throwing shots there that he's hoping Josh will stick and give him a pass shot, but and now he's going to And not even checking out the hammer. I don't get that.
And here's 3 for 3. Oh, he got a little. Oh, yeah, never had a doubt. Solid. He's still working on it.
And this
But,
is where, when you're the guy that's on 8, you're just shaking your head, you know. Again, yeah, he didn't really take any practice lag opportunities that frame, and he comes up with a 1.
Yeah, I don't think he got it there. Oop. Yeah, when those weights sit, they sit on them. That's for sure.
And that's the problem with playing with slower weights. You stick a little more often. The boards are running good, real fast early in the game. They sit down good, but sometimes they can get a little spotty late in the game.
And another laser right spin
again,
by
you know,
Josh.
Dave didn't get out of those last 2 frames what he wanted, but he is in that spot now where he's 2 lags away. So if he can get a hammer steal or hold Josh to 1.
Yeah. Dave's still trying to set him up here, hoping Josh will stick away. And let's see what Dave does here. I bet he tries to put that same, light medium deuce that he just had on the last 2 frames ago that Josh hit and went on. Let's see, that's going to be off the end. No. I really think this is right in Josh's honey hole. He got unlucky. He threw that last one a little hard, but I think it goes right there. Let's see what he comes up with.
Got to trust it, though.
Looks
like it's the same kind of speed as last time, actually.
No,
And we did the exact same thing.
Didn't get it over there. So that's 2 hammer changes for Keithahn back-to-back. He lagged a 1 in between those. Let's see if he can't take advantage of this one and lag him 2 or 3 here and get back in this game.
Yeah, and watching the last foot of that shot right there by Josh, it looked like it pulled away from the weight a little bit, where maybe even softer speed, it may still not get you there.
Yeah, I might have to pick a different release point.
Interesting that he has stolen David's hammer a couple of times, or Dave's had a couple of unforced errors, missing it on the outside. On the right crosses on that frame, but in both cases, it's to that.
Now this is interesting here. Josh stuck that weight. He wasn't really trying to stick that weight. Got a little unlucky. Let's see if Dave can do anything with it here. Looks like no, he didn't throw it. God, it's just dying. The board must have slowed down a hair since last game.
It looked like it tracked up a little bit.
Yeah, they've been throwing a little harder.
Match,
yeah. Josh gonna try and blast this off left spin or left jersey. Now that's trouble. I think that's trouble there. Dave's gonna throw that right cross, try and bury a deuce or a 3 in there. He knows he's got to throw it. Did he make the adjustment?
Well, that's definitely harder than the last one.
I think he made the adjustment. Oh no,
it's a little hard.
Now that's tough.
Yeah, you've just gotten yourself back into a position where you could tie the game up. For me, I'm probably going to hit that deep weight and try and slide it and make Josh make a combo to clear the board or something. I'm just not going to give him a chance to get 3 weights on the board. And I mean, that's really an all or nothing shot for Dave, where he really didn't need it.
Man, I'll tell you, even though we've seen Josh hit and go twice, that deuce ball he lagged a few frames ago to get to, did he get to a 10 or 11? it'll make you do funny things. It'll make you think that he's just going to come back and lag another one and another one and another one. And when somebody does that to you, and then you get them to stick a weight, I mean, you feel like you're forced to go around when you're down.
The first time, yeah, but now when there's 2 weights on the board, at that point in time, I mean, you're really going to get the guy game on the board when all you need to do is make a lag, and it's
I often ask myself, what would Mike Taylor do? And I'm pretty sure Mike Taylor would have went around those weights and buried a 3.
Well,
so
I often ask myself, what would Darrell Nelson do? Different generation, but I just can't see putting myself in a position where I'm going to have to lag against 3 weights potentially when I've just gotten myself back into the game.
Sure. Yeah, it looks.
But past the first weight, absolutely.
So
But once it goes south, I'm afraid I'd be bailing. That would be my personal.
Yep. Yeah, so I'd be
take on
willing
it.
to say that Dave felt very fortunate to get out of that frame, only giving up 2. He ran into the early weight, got lucky enough to combo the other short cover off.
But I mean, then again, now he needs, at least one mistake out of Josh when all he had to do was lag a 3.
He's going to need.
And then if Josh doesn't lag one coming back, he's got a chance to win the game. And
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's still something I've struggled with, decision making late in the game. But I've come a long way. Now Josh threw a real nice firm right span, stuck it. I don't know.
pretty much doesn't have a choice. I don't know if it's a great go around or not, but
I think it's
we'll have
there.
to find out.
Looks like he threw a pretty good one in there. It comes out.
Ooh.
It would have came out just there, I think.
But neither one of them has played much over on that side of the board, so I'm not surprised that's a little bit faster.
And Josh is going to cover the lag, the right cross lag. And we're going to find out if Dave can keep himself alive in this game.
Yeah, well, now it's tough because he's going freehand, and I don't know if I've seen him lag freehand on this end yet this game. I think I've seen him throw one freehand from the other end, and I think this is the first one from
You're absolutely. He's just got all the lines just tangled up. The lines are just not. He's not seeing them right. He's not. And that's the ball game, folks.
Yep.
Oh, wow! that thing just rolled to the edge, caught a dry rail, and is tilting off the edge right now. Wow.
Well, we've seen
I don't
that
think
here
Josh saw
before,
it.
haven't we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Marcus. You got a match coming up?
John? No, I'm done for the night.